Important news for people who own XRP. Just as the SEC action is coming to an end, Ripple has won a big case that could completely change the future of XRP. Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) have been in a fight for more than 2 years over the SEC's claim that XRP is an unregistered investment. This has put investors on edge. This case has not only made the market unsure and caused the price of XRP to change a lot. Even so, the case is finally coming to an end, and it looks like Ripple is going to win big. This comes after a number of important court decisions in their favor. This is the Ripple you've been waiting for. Getting the win would not only make if the court decides in favor of Ripple, investors and people who own XRP could finally stop worrying about the future for a long time. Now that the legal cloud is finally gone, there may be more trust in the cryptocurrency market, and the price of XRP may go up by a lot. This is a very important turning point, and if you have XRP, now is the time to buy, in a great place to make money from what comes next. This win could have effects that go beyond XRP. It could make it easier to regulate digital assets in the future and strengthen XRP's place in the world's banking system. This win could lead to life-changing profits if you have been holding on to your XRP. The wait is almost over. Watch out, because this is only the start of the XRP story. It will soon get even more interesting. The SAC lawsuit, which began in 2020 when the SEC said XRP wasn't listed as a security, has been one of the hardest things for Ripple to get past. The case shook the cryptocurrency market, and people who own XRP don't know what will happen next. What they promised to pay. The case had an impact on Ripple, but it also raised important questions about how other cryptocurrencies should be regulated. The price of XRP dropped because of this, and many platforms took the token off their lists, which caused even more problems in the market. In spite of this, Ripple has stuck to its defense of the SEC's claims, and during the case, Ripple won a number of important court cases that helped it move closer to its goal of changing the way global payments are made. These wins have been very important in tipping the scales in Ripple's favor and giving people who own XRP hope for the future. For example, recent cases have shown that XRP might not be a security under your law, which it has big effects on the whole Bitcoin industry. These recent court decisions seem to back up Ripple's claim that XRP is a real digital asset that can be used for useful things, especially when sending money across borders. As the case comes to a close, it looks more and more possible that Ripple will come out glad winners. This case in court has been long and hard, but if Ripple wins this case, it will be clear what the law says about XRP. This could also be the start of a new era for cryptocurrencies, where digital assets like XRP are seen as useful tools in the global financial system. Finally, the end is in sight, and it could be a huge win for both Ripple and its fans. System for people who own XRP. This could cause the token's value to rise sharply and the cryptocurrency market to change in a big way. So if Ripple wins the case, it could have a big effect on people who own Ripple and XRP. For starters, it would mean that people who own XRP are no longer in danger from the legal threat that the SAC poses. This gives me a lot of comfort because it makes sense Ripple's legal status is safe. Financial institutions and payment providers that have been hesitant to fully embrace XRP because of the lawsuit would no longer have to worry about the asset being labeled as a security. This would make it easier for more people around the world to adopt and use the token. Over the past few years, the price of XRP has gone up and down a lot. These price changes have been directly linked to the result of the lawsuit. Many experts think that XRP is a safe and reliable digital asset, so if Ripple wins, investors and institutions will rush to get in. This could cause XRP's price to skyrocket. It is expected that XRP's value will go up a lot, especially as more businesses use Ripple technology to send money to other countries. The SEC case has kept XRP from reaching its full potential, but a win would reveal the token's true value and set off a chain reaction. Getting ahead, would make it clear to everyone in the Bitcoin market that it is possible to clear up regulatory ambiguity so that digital assets like XRP can work with traditional banking systems without being slowed down by the law. For people who own XRP, this could be the moment when Ripple's victory sets an example for other cryptocurrencies, helping to make the regulatory situation for the whole market more open and positive. They were looking forward to a huge chance to see their investment grow as the cryptocurrency market as a whole makes big steps towards being widely accepted. If Ripple wins this case in court, it will have big effects on the coin market as a whole, not just on people who own XRP. Ripple was the first major cryptocurrency to go up against the government over its regulatory status. If it succeeds, it could set a strong example for other digital assets and possibly lead to more clear and consistent rules for them, which would boost investor confidence in businesses and financial institutions. One of the big places where Ripple's win would make a fuss is in the growing link between traditional money systems and cryptocurrencies. Many big foreign banks have already started to use Ripple's technology, and a court victory would speed up this trend for banks that have been waiting for regulatory approval. Demand would go up now that Clarity felt safer using XRP to send money across borders. More banks, payment providers, and even states using XRP's cutting-edge technology would make the token even more of a leader in the blockchain space. Also, institutional investors who have avoided cryptocurrencies so far because of regulatory worries might start to buy them if the decision is positive. It would show that cryptocurrencies and traditional markets can work together with the right rules. This could lead institutional investors to see XRP and maybe other cryptocurrencies as safe, real assets that can be invested in for the long run with legal protections. Cleared XRP could become one of the world's most well-known and accepted digital currencies. Ripple's win in the